Ladies and gentlemen, friends and enemies, children of all people, there is misinformation everywhere. And it starts with the horrific Jaime Lynn Spears talking about our American treasure, like the beloved Miss Britney Spears, in the way that she did on Good Morning America, live and direct, all throughout the country, all throughout the world. That, my friends, is misinformation. Somebody needs to hold the American Broadcasting Company, Joe Rogan, be damned. This is the real misinformation. It's definitely not a doctor that's on a podcast. It's definitely not that. It is this evil pariah that we have named Jaime Lynn, and she needs to go. And we're going to talk about her and everything else that we're going to fix, everything else we're going to do, and everything else that's going to make the world a better place here on the Who Cares Podcast.
Welcome to the Who Cares Podcast, a podcast that enters your soul with your host, Stephen Moraga.
That's right. I have no tolerance. I have no tolerance for this creature, for this gargoyle named Jaime Lynn. She's talking about our beloved Britney Spears. And listen, Britney came out the way she should have, savage as a motherfucker. She came out talking about, she didn't say much. She just said a very simple quote. She said something to the fact that, listen, you've had everything you've ever wanted, or something like that. I don't even know what it is. Or you've never worked for anything. I think that's what she said. But either one of those are savage, and that's probably true. And Britney Spears probably had to work a little harder than Jaime Lynn. But you know how much that Britney really did have to work? It's probably ungodly amounts. I'm telling you right now, anybody listening to this probably has never worked as hard as Britney Spears did to be Britney Spears. The amount of hours, the amount of dedication, the amount of movement, the amount of solidarity, the amount of solidarity together, we have no idea. Because whoever you want to put on a pedestal, they don't get there by accident. It's not by chance. The amount of work, I'm not really sure that people really understand this. And I think that that's one of the biggest issues right now in our society. Because I understand that, you're like, all right, I got my EDD money, and I think I'm going to be an influencer. See what that is right there? That's called people trying to get a hold of me. You probably aren't getting that right now. But what I'm saying is that, like, you can't just be that. The world needs people like people that we aren't having right now. We really aren't. We are not having people working right now. In fact, I just got an email today, which is bizarre. When I checked my emails, I guess one time at somewhere or another, I signed up for Rubio's. Maybe I had a gift certificate or something. I don't know. Because Rubio's, let's be honest, people, for what it is, it's a little bit expensive. So if you have like a coupon or whatever, virtual coupon, you're going to get, if it's like 2 tacos for like $7, you can do it. Because normally 2 tacos and a drink is probably like at least $15 at Rubio's, which is, let me just say that again. 2 tacos and a drink at Rubio's is probably at least $15. Maybe you get a little bit of beans next to it. Is that insane? Yes, that is because Rubio's, the guy's name was Ralph Rubio, and he just wandered down. One day he was drunk. He was just like every one of us at some point. Oh, I'm sorry, not the people that have grown up during this era. I'm talking about people before COVID. I'm talking about those people, like, when we used to go to Mexico and stuff, and it was all beautiful, and there was a little bit of cartel action, but nobody really knew it. So, like, we just kind of wandered down there, and we just like, oh, wow, we tripped, fell, and, like, landed on, like, tacos and a couple Coronas. And, the people were really, 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 really nice down there. And they're beautiful people, and they showered you with niceness and kindness and stuff. And wow. But now Rubio sent me this email. Now that they've taken over whatever corporate entity took over Rubio's. Let's take a look at it. It says, "Hi, Stephen Moraga," which I felt really nice. The fact that they even said Stephen Moraga. I mean, that's at least they did that, you know. So what they said to me was, "Hi, work where you love to eat. Come in for a taco. Leave with a job." What the fuck are they talking about? I go to Rubio's for a goddamn nice taco with that white sauce on there. Fish taco. I do not want a job from you. But that right there tells you how desperate motherfucking Rubio's is. Why wouldn't anybody want to work at Rubio's? You get a good, like, what is minimum wage right now? It's like $15,000, $30,000 an hour. What's going on right now? Why are people not want to do it? Are they just staying home and they're like slanging so much drugs? And trust me, I'm seeing it on a level you can't even understand. The reason being is because I hang out or know or kiss on people. Would I say I'm a little older? Maybe. Okay, I'm in my 30s. What? So what? What are you in? And, but not that crazy. I mean, it's not like I'm a weirdo. And everybody is so disenchanted. If you aren't understanding this, everyone, if you aren't understanding that your kids, their older brothers, their older sisters, or their uncles, because I guess now, oh great, can't see. Do you hear that? That's what an influencer is. That's somebody wants to talk to. Okay. I don't know if that happens to you. And what's fascinating is I've been posting a little bit of some kind of pictures or whatnot about whatever's happening in the world. And, but I don't want to say cryptic, but you know, with poignant pictures. And it's fascinating to me. It's absolutely fascinating to me. The ones that actually like it, because the ones that like the pictures that I post that actually have some sort of texture or layered content to it. The people that like it are the only ones that really want to like it. Everybody else, fuck them. I 100% say that because the ones that actually like the shit, I'm like, no fucking shit. That's who likes my, they get it, you know? And what they're getting is that I don't know. I mean, trust me, I would love to put, okay, there's more. Look at that. Probably should take this off and put it on silent. So, but what I'm saying is that what we're really looking at right now, and everybody wants to put like this happy face. And one of the pictures that I posted was a sad clown. He was a midget smoking a cigarette, and behind him was like the burning of the carnival. And that's basically what is happening in the United States. And I understand you probably want to listen to something that's very nice, upbeat. Look at, there's enough garbage, Stephen. There's enough garbage in the world. We don't need to come to you and have to listen to that. Well, yeah, you do, because I'm the only one that can tell you what's up. I'm the only one that's going to tell you the truth. The truth of the matter is the country is done. There are more states putting in to secede from the country than ever in the history of the United States. Did you know that? Alaska and a bunch of other ones. Go ahead and look it up on your own. They're putting in their, I don't know, documents, the same documents that you have to put to get your EDD money or EBT money or whatever. The states are putting those documents into the federal government and saying, look, we do not want a part of whatever bullshit that's going on down there. We're done. And nobody's saying that. And is that strange? Yeah, I think that's pretty fucking strange. I think that everybody needs to like say, hold everyone accountable, especially the news sources. I don't care if it's Fox or CNN. Why is nobody reporting that? I mean, what we've known is becoming the reality. You know, obviously, the chickens come home to roost, right? But you'd think that these boomers or whoever, and I don't really want to blame it on all of them, because I got parents that are in that generation. But look, the facts are, they fucked up, and now they're doing some weird shit. And I'm not really sure what that is. They're doing some like making amends or trying to keep up with the Joneses, or I have no idea what the fuck they're trying to do. Mitch McConnell today said something about Americans, and he says, well, black people are like Americans. I mean, what the fuck? That means that guy, that's in that guy's soul. Like see, there you go. You know what that is? It's called popularity. Okay. And I want to make sure that you understand that I'm not talking out of my ass. I get this kind of shit all day long, from the ages of 18 to 27. 8, 9, 10, whatever, somewhere around there. That's what's going to be creating the jobs. That's who's going to be creating the atmosphere. They're fucking lost, dude. They're just lost. And if you think that you're going to come here and think that I'm going to pep you up on and make you, put you on a pedestal and say, you know what, dude, it's fine, bro. It's fine, dude. It's fine. Everything's great, dude. It's really cool. No, it's not. And it's not because the people that we put. Get your voice heard. When everybody is out there on the streets just waiting to go viral, you have another opportunity. And that is to come to anchor.fm. Download the free Anchor app and join us here at the What's the Play family. And make sure that you DM us here, Steven, at Who Cares the Podcast, or go to info@whatstheplay.net so you can join our family. We'll promote the shit out of you. We will promote everything about you. Make sure you're cool. We're not going to promote some of you weirdos. We're going to make sure we promote you, because everybody needs their voice to be heard. Everybody during this time needs that voice, right? Don't you need that voice? You can go global tomorrow. Just join anchor.fm. Go to anchor.fm to get started, all right? But make sure more than all that, you join the What's the Play family. Info@whatstheplay.net will help you set it up. Will help you go through all the situational things that you need to do. And tomorrow morning, we'll make sure that you get your voice heard. In power. That's it. The people we put in power are pieces of shit. I don't care if they're Republican. I don't care if they're Democrat. Gavin Newsom and Mitch McConnell are twin sons of different mothers. If you don't understand that, getting these vaccine shots, while I think it's good for the elderly and the obese, but also at the same time, I don't know exactly. So why am I going to try and espouse my idea about this vaccination, about COVID, to you like a bunch of crazy ass keyboard warriors all over the place trying to shame you for getting the vaccine or not getting the vaccine? Either one of them, do we really need those people? Either one of them that are so sure of themselves? Even the doctors don't know. We're in the same motherfucking spot that we were 2 years ago with, as far as the idea of what this situation or this particular virus is. Okay? Look it. That's you know what that's called? That's called I don't have much time and I'm just trying to give you guys my podcast. Now listen, I understand if people are on my social media and they're like, oh, I don't understand, Steven. Oh, are you down and depressed? No, I'm not down and depressed, you dummy. I'm trying to convey to you the feeling of the world. And that is the real feeling. I travel. I've not stopped from traveling. I've traveled. I hang out with people. I've not let COVID come into my system. And let me just tell you this right now, unfortunately. And you guys might out there be saying, Steven, I can't believe, you're talking all this shit. You've been around all kinds of people. Fuck COVID. Fuck COVID in its ass, right? Yeah, you know what? Fuck COVID in its ass and hit that prostate and then just smash it. And just smash that COVID out of its ass and just destroy that. That's what the Who Cares podcast wants to do to COVID. It wants to be like a devil dick and wants to get in there and just smash it. Say, fuck you, you stupid fucking Chinese virus. And that's what it is. It's a Chinese virus. And if you're going to tell me it's not, it's a goddamn Chinese virus. That's what it is. Not the Chinese people. Those people are good people. Let's not get crazy. If you don't think that Dwayne Xiaoping or whatever his fucking name is, I don't even want to know his name. I don't care if I sound racist by saying Wei Xiaoping because I don't want to know his name. He's a fucking pile of shit. anybody that wants to be that position of power, and not feel like they're having fun. I mean, that guy looks like the most. Would you want to have, take away all the Chinese bullshit? Would you want to have a beer with the president of China? I mean, really, would you want to have a beer with the president of the United States? No, for the past couple of decades, right? Maybe Barack Obama, I guess, but I feel like he'd be playing mind games a little bit, you know? George Bush, maybe because you feel like you're smarter, but really he's the one that put us in this mess to begin with. The Bushes are the biggest pedophiles and pieces of shit on the planet. That's out there. Exactly. Look it up. Look up 1988 and about the cowboy ring in the George H.W. Bush White House. You'll see it. Tom Brokaw, it talks about it. So you're telling me that the Bushes are not pedophiles? You're out of your goddamn mind. Of course they are. And it's really interesting that the Clintons and the Obamas, they're all tied together. Are you out of your mind? And maybe Trump is another pile of shit, but maybe Trump was what was needed, because yes, I understand it. Everything you're going to tell me right now, I agree about him. However, you got to look at it like there's a bunch of gangsters that run the White House or run America. And I know I'm saying this and I probably could be killed right now. But then there's also like the Trump gangsters who he felt that he had a bunch of gangsters and they almost won, but they didn't. It's just kind of like families warring, you know, like the Gambinos versus the Bonanos or whatever. So understand that completely. Otherwise, if you're really still rooting for either one of these stupid fucking parties, I mean, I think COVID should take you right now, and I think you should eat more. I think you should eat more, get more diabetes, and just go, because we don't need any more people thinking like that. Like, oh, raw, I like Glenn Beck. I don't like Glenn Beck. I hope he dies. I hope he lives. Who gives a fuck about Glenn Beck? And who gives a fuck about me? What I'm trying to tell you right now is that the world is going to shit. 100%. But it's up to you and I to not let it get there. And I'm not trying to be some doomsday device, doomsday creator. Look, I love life. I don't give a fuck if it does go to shit. You know what? I'll just be like smoking a cigarette or a cigar or a funny cigarette, whatever, a Cuban cigarette. And I'm going to make sure that I'm fine. I don't give a fuck. Like, let people come. It doesn't matter to me, because right now I've seen how the world's transgressed, and it's not the world that anybody wants to live in. Anybody that has a kid right now, and I feel sorry for you if you're gonna hear what I have to say right now. If you had a kid during this COVID crisis, I want to just stop listening right now, because I do not want you listening to my podcast, because I think you might be one of the stupidest people ever, because you're bringing up a child. Why? Why are you bringing up a child? Yeah, ask yourself that. But so you and your girl feel good, or you and your man, or whatever the case may be, or you and your woman. I mean, really ask yourself that. If you have a great or an amazing answer to that, please, Stephen Who Cares a Podcast, StephenWhoCaresAPodcast.com, StephenWhoCaresAPodcast.com. And tell me why. Because for the life of me, as much as I love to drop my load in everyone, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'll drop it. But I will not shame the good name of Stephen Moraga. I will not drop loads in women that are fertile, that I know that aren't on a pill. So I want to make sure that you understand that if you do that, you're playing with fire. Like what kind of life? Like, I'll fuck up my life. Why would you? What kind of piece of shit are you that wants to bring a child during this time of crisis? I mean, you really must be fucking stupid if you think that the child's going to grow up to be what? To live the life that you did? No. I was at a couple of years ago. I was at this is a couple of years ago, before pre-COVID. I was at a hair salon or whatever. Was it a hair salon or a dentist? I don't know, one of the two. And I just know I was in the lobby, and there was a kid that was maybe 2 or 3, and they still had those magazines, those People magazines or whatever, laid out or whatever. I don't even know what kind of magazine it was. It was a magazine nonetheless. The kid was taking his finger across the magazine. And that's when I knew, like, listen, like, we're dealing with a different animal. Not to say that it's bad. Look at everybody evolves. We're evolving. And maybe our only job in this whole world is to produce a half cyborg, half human entity, right? Somehow, some way, we're going to give birth to that. Maybe your life doesn't mean shit. How about that one? And maybe mine doesn't either. We're just worker bees in the colony of life. And everything that we do is just to advance us towards bettering, maybe to make this particular object. That could be it. Have you ever thought about that? No, you probably haven't. But let's have some kids because we want to have some fucking kids. Because we want that. We want. Or I want. You know what I want? I want y'all to fucking step up and take down these motherfuckers and take down our leaders by, and very soft beans. I don't want any kind of craziness from. I don't, or all the garbage of all the people that are looting. I mean, listen, the racism factor is just a fucking talking point to get us to be divided. Now, of course, there's some of you out there that probably hate black people, I'm sure. And there's some of you out there that hate white people. I understand that. But think about why you do, and then also think about, would you not talk to somebody because of their race or ethnicity? If you can answer that to yourself, if you say, all right, yeah, I definitely would not talk to this person because of, their skin color or whatever, then you are a piece of shit. And please do us the honors. Just take that whatever you have at your house and just put it in your mouth, because we do not, or like a famous friend of ours, take that hose, put it up to the old car and just suck on it, because at this point in life, we do not need the weak-minded. And if you don't think you're cut out for it, get the fuck out of here. This is more. There is nothing more true than this. Go, save us from that. But if you really want to understand life, if you really want to try, I understand that you're feeling bad. My God, I felt bad my whole life. I was in rehab by 16 years old. I went from an honor student and a basketball player and soccer player, whatever. I was a good athlete, great athlete, whatever you want to call it, to rehab in 2 seconds. So trust me, I understand what it's like to be mad at your parents or to whatever it is, to be mad at the world. I was very upset at that time. And now I look back at it, it's like, look at the guy that I was upset at the time, his wife left him for another woman. What can I say more than that? And the guys that beat me out in basketball, no offense to you guys, but you guys really haven't done nothing. And that's okay. I don't mean anything done nothing. I'm sure in your own guys' world, you guys have done something. But at the time, I looked at it like it was me against, these guys were actually a real threat to me. And I had to say, well, fuck everybody. Fuck y'all. I'm just going to go, But who really ends up, the winner in that? I guess I did, because I was able to I met a lot of crazy people at that time. A lot of people that, at the end of the day, didn't give a fuck about me. But at the time, I was getting a lot of attention. And so I thought, well, this is perfect, And these girls are hot. These girls are dressing like this. They got a little, like, they're wearing like garter belts and lunch boxes. And I'm actually getting really excited right now. But, that everybody has gone through that. And I don't understand why now, when I went through that, we really didn't have any kind of blog or any kind of forum or anything like that where I thought I was the first one ever to go through this type of mentality, where I was the one thinking that I fucking, I'm the one listening to this kind of music. Like, fuck you. I'm gonna fucking listen to this. I'm just run away because I dress like this and you don't want anything. No, maybe I wasn't that great at basketball. How about that one? as much as I thought I was. That's a possibility. I know that's hard for me to even imagine. I know that. But I think I was definitely above average. Okay, I was great. But was I 10% or was I 50% greater than the other guy that played that position? No, I wasn't. So if I'm a coach, let's just be honest. If I'm a coach, I would like say, you know what? This guy is really good. But what else comes with this motherfucker? And I got this guy over here that's probably, let's say, a little bit 10% better. And I'm going to go with that guy. Of course he would. And I would do that nowadays. Like owning a business and owning a company and trying to save the world. Yes, of course I do that. I'd drop that motherfucker that was it looked like a big headache. I'd drop that motherfucker in a heartbeat. And that was me. But I took it real personal because I thought I was king of the world. I thought I was the center of the universe. I thought I was the person that the world revolves around. And guess what? It's not that. It's an airborne disease, I guess. That's what's the center of the world according to the world. And that's fucking stupid. StardustPill.com, StardustPill.com. If you haven't been to StardustPill.com yet, I understand maybe that there's some individuals out there that said, I went to Stardust Pill and it wasn't really what I wanted. Well, just go right now and see, because I got this info straight from the Stardust Pill founders. They said, Steven, I don't understand what you're talking about. Our site is the most beautiful. It's probably the most beautiful site on the planet of the sites. The reason being it's the most beautiful site in the history of sites is because you will look younger. You'll feel younger. You'll look younger if you take this pill. And I said, how, Stardust Pill founders, how can you be so sure about it? And they said, well, since 710 AD, I mean, shit, there's an island in China that's been taking this particular ingredient. And you can go to stardustpill.com and find out which ingredient that is. And it's been working for fucking Chinese people on a certain island. Probably all of them. I mean, shit, they all look fucking young. I don't know. I'm sure that a couple died of COVID, but most of them survived, right? It was only us over here that died of COVID. So probably they had a little bit. So the Stardust founders took that and then they made their own special blend, kind of like what Starbucks does or Dunkin' Donuts. But they made their own special blend. But this particular, instead of going to the Starbucks in the morning, instead of going to, wherever you have to be in the morning, I don't know, Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's, where you get your little like perk, whatever. How about this? How about perk up your fucking face? How about perk your titties up? How about perk your balls? Nobody wants to see the saggiest balls on the planet, right? Nobody wants that. Nobody wants a saggy ass. You have to. The owners of Stardust have promised me that if you go to stardustpill.com today and you type in "Who Cares the Podcast," is it the Who Cares Podcast? I don't know. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to talk to them and I'm going to make sure that if you put in the Who Cares Podcast or you put in Who Cares, no, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to talk to them. You just type in Who Cares, and then they'll know where you came from. And then they'll know to give you 10% off. Okay? It's already knocked down. It was a $50 bottle, I think, and now it's like $25. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that they sponsor us. I've been taking it. My hair is beautiful. I have a full head of it. I look fantastic. Even in these times of crises, I look fantastic. And I've been taking Stardust Pill since they gave it to me a year and a half ago. And they really wanted to be a part of our podcast. They thought that I was the one to be the voice of it. And isn't that crazy? Well, it's not that crazy. You know why? Because I'm youthful. And if you have any kind of ounce or sense in your body to be youthful as well, you will go to stardustpill.com and you will order it and you will do that. If not, go ahead and you know what? Go ahead and die. Go ahead and go ahead and look like Johnny Carson or who's the old people from back then? John Wayne. Go ahead and look like John Wayne tomorrow. That's what's going to happen to you. If you don't go to stardustpill.com, don't go to stardustpill.com. Do it now. Do it proud and feel it. And then you email us and say, thank you, Steven. Thank you for having them as sponsors. And I will say, you're welcome. I knew this all along. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this week we have had it was almost an explosion explosion of two entities. Did you know this past week, beautiful day that we celebrate Martin Luther King Day, But did you also know that it was also Muhammad Ali's birthday? I mean, what are the chances of that happening? I mean, it's kind of like, I don't really know what it's kind of like, because I tried to think of two like white people or two Mexican people or Chinese people, and I just, nobody dislikes Martin Luther King. Nobody dislikes Muhammad Ali. Both of them were fantastic for their era. And I believe that, yeah, they were in the same era. And they're pretty much untouchable right now. I'm trying to think of, look, they had their faults. Of course, they're human beings. Let's not even get into that. But what I'm trying to figure out is what an amazing day Monday was. And why didn't this news organization or from CBS to ABC to CNN to Fox News, did they not bring more attention to it? When will that ever happen again in your lifetime? Well, maybe seven years from now, and that probably does happen again, but 7 or 8 years now. But when is that going to happen? I mean, they have to acknowledge, especially during this climate, So what we're really talking about is that I don't want to hear any more of y'all's rhetoric about how the world's just going to garbage. I just got to smoke fat. This world's going to garbage. I just got to smoke. Okay, that's great. Go ahead and do that. And if you're listening to this and you think I'm out of my mind, I'm not. Go drive down to Los Angeles. Drive down Chicago, Michigan Avenue. Drive down New York. Yeah, they got a new mayor. See what's happening in the burbs in North Carolina. See what's happening in Phoenix, Arizona, in the burbs. There is no leadership as far as anything. There is not a great songwriter. There is not a great movie producer. There is not a great YouTube content provider. There is not a great Twitch provider. There is not a great anybody. When the fuck are they going to get great? All right, I will nominate myself. No, I don't want that job. I just want the job of this. I just want to bring it to your attention. And when you're doing all these, you're showing all these pictures of yourself in white shirts and tan pants, khaki pants, and you're showing your kids, and you're playing Zoom. I mean, you're playing with the new Quest. What do you call it? VR Quest. That's fantastic. And I don't want to take away from the fact that if you're doing that the kids don't really, you got to give them something, obviously, because otherwise their life would be shit. You don't want to give them the real world. You want to give them the truth. However, you have to be cognizant and understand that around you, you're lucky to have gotten that VR package delivered. You know why? Because there's looters and they're destroying trains here in LA. They're hijacking trains like it's the Wild West, like they're banditos. And you know what? I don't blame them. I mean, why not? Because our governor is a pile of shit. He doesn't, I don't know. If you were to look at it on the outside, I don't care that he's not Republican or Democrat. I mean, all that shit is foolhardy in context. All that stuff is just rhetoric that you don't even need to listen to. I don't understand why they're allowing it. And if you don't understand why they're allowing it, then all right, take yourself back and go, oh, just because he's a liberal. No, it's not that, you stupid fucking idiot. It's not because he's a liberal. He's allowing this shit to happen for a reason, you dummy. And you just got to follow the money. Like, you just have to. There's more money in pharmaceuticals by these big companies. They just follow the paper trail. Why are they allowing these looters to just destroy trains like it's fucking 1897 or 1862? And Jesse James is like, on his horse. Why? Ask yourself that. Why? Why are they doing this? You know why? Well, Gavin Newsom's the nephew of Nancy Pelosi. Did you know that Barack Obama and Dick Cheney are distant cousins? You know why? Because it's all the fixes in, motherfuckers. That's it. The fix is in. So are you going to fix it? Or are you going to sit at home and you're just going to take it in the ass? Maybe some of you like it. Understandable. I get that. Prostate's sometimes nice to be rubbed. But you don't want to take it without giving it permission. All right? You want to be out there. You want to give. But you also, I think it's time for you to take. Not take in a bad way. Let's not be Neanderthals and let's smash and grab and all this shit. We don't want to do that. And we don't want to use race, and because that's such a silly argument now. Because you know why? Everybody, I get it. Of course, white people have better privilege. They do. What can I say to that? Of course they do. Depending on the white person, though. I mean, it really does. If you're raised in Newport Beach, or if you were raised in Staten, two totally different white people here in Southern California. If you're raised in whatever part of Chicago, I don't really know. I don't live over there. What I'm saying is that there's different types of white people all across the board. And some are the ones that are, that you would, just give them the old smell test. The ones that you think are like, oh, that motherfucker. Yep. Probably is that one. But don't blanket everybody with that kind of paintbrush. Okay? They're just trying to, yes, those people will always be there. And yes, there'll be racist black people too. And yes, there'll be, you know who's the biggest racist? Mexican people against black people. Mexican people hate black people. Absolutely. If you don't think, they're just jumping onto their train because black people are loud enough and they get things done kind of ish. Mexican people are like, Mister, can I jump on your train? And then the few that do get elected to power, and listen to everybody out there, if you're starting to think I'm racist, get the fuck out of here. My last name is Moraga. But anyways, they jump on the train, and my last name is Moraga, and it actually is Moraga. There is no doubt about it that my mom wasn't a Lawrence or something like that, right? My last name is truly Moraga. Anyways, so we have to understand that like the Mexicans hate black people. In fact, if you look at it, Mexico has a border on the south side that definitely does not want darker Mexicans in there. That's just the way it is. And we could cry about it all day long. We could say, "Oh, God, stop fucking crying." It's the way the world is. Are you gonna be this champion? Are you gonna be a Greta Thunberg? What the fuck did she do? Really, what did she do? Except look like a goddamn half Mongoloid. She's a terrible individual. She's not. If you think that she rose. If you really think Facebook was founded by Mark Zuckerberg, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. These are planned operations. DARPA, whatever you want to call it, was this a program that was very similar to Facebook. The day that Facebook registered for their license, guess what? The U.S. government took away theirs. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Yeah, well, why wouldn't you want a 23-year-old alien to run your shit? Of course. How about that? And I'm not saying anything that's new to anybody out there that has not looked up for their own selves. Go ahead and look it up. Go ahead and look up whatever you need to. But what I want to know is why. I think when we're putting more emphasis on these other stories about a Jewish synagogue, maybe that guy hijacked. The problem is the news has lied to us so many times. So many times. How can I believe that this Arabic man that looks like straight out of Central Casting fucking did this to a Jewish synagogue? Well, he probably did. You know what? If you lied to us about everything else, why the fuck should we believe you about this? I think that's just pretty obvious. You could call me crazy. Oh, Steven, we gotta have some kind of morals around here. We gotta really if we don't stand for something, what do we have? Yeah, I don't know what we have. We have a kangaroo state. I don't know what we have. We have something, all right, and it ain't fucking real. It's real when you get arrested. I get that because they'll probably arrest me after this fucking podcast. But if there's anything that I can say to you guys out there, if there's anything that I just want to leave some kind of like what we're trying to do is we're trying to give a little bit of rant. We're gonna short up next month, but I'm starting to see really the years of wear and tear and what's happening to our society. You know, in the beginning it was all fun and games and whatnot, but now you're starting to see really people they're trying to be the sad clown. They're trying to be really good people. They're trying to still persevere, but you know what? They can't because people can only take so much. And the problem is that's our children are seeing that, and our youth is seeing that, and we're seeing it, and it's affecting us too. You know, and my father got COVID. He's 80 years old, and I was going to drop that earlier. But I didn't want to use my father's illness. I would never want to use it like that. And thank God he's alive. But you know what? I can't say that it at some point, all these things are going to wear on a man's body, or, you know, on a woman's body, or my mother, or, you know, all this tomfoolery. I mean, let's just end it. Let's end where the fuck this thing came from. Where did it come from? We know where it came from. Let's end that. Smash them. You know why we won't do that? Because money. Because they just pull that card and we, you know, it's not about, there's no nuclear nothing. That's not going to happen. It's all about money. And yes, get your vaccination. I thank God that my parents got the vaccinations. I really, truly do, because who knows how it would have ended up for my father today, you know. He's doing better. Thank you for asking. And if you want to, StephenWhoCaresThePodcast.com, StephenWhoCaresThePodcast.com, how I dealt with that. And my mother, it's a very difficult time, man. It's a difficult time for everyone. And if it's not a difficult time for you, fantastic. I'm not hating. That's beautiful. You must have chose a great place to raise kids, grow up. You know, you guys are definitely immune from all of this. But for the rest of us, just understand one thing. If the United States falls tomorrow, do you think that the rest of the world would be as kind to us when we're searching for a country as we have been to them?
Hey, you can love it, you can leave it. This ain't nothing without it. Don't let them keep you down. What if I don't need it? There's something about it that just freaks me out. I just want another minute with it. Fuck a little, what's the use? Never superficial, you won't know it when it hits you. Get a little sentimental when I'm off the juice. Yeah, okay, we colder than the breeze, but the breeze ain't flowing like me, motherfucker, hold up. You don't need to hold up. Yeah. And I can show you how I seem, what it is, what it truly might be. Nothing that you know of. You don't need to hold up. I'm so above and beyond. You take drugs to make it up, way up where we on. Space shuttle Elon. Time we don't waste much. Fuck when we wake up, then I have her sang just like Celine Dion. Catch me if you can, but you'll never catch me. Damn. Whole lot of yes I am. All the way in with no exit plan. Already left and the jet don't land. Yeah, the time is ticking. Come take a ride, get inside. This is highly different. I'm talking fly, got a pilot with him. Can I mind my business? Why you tripping? Give you something that your eyes can witness. Ooh, you're too close. I don't understand why you're doing the most. You can love it, you can leave it. This ain't nothing without it. Don't let them keep you down. What if I don't need it? There's something about it that just freaks me out. I just want another minute with it. Fuck a little, what's the use? What's the use? Never superficial, you won't know it when it hits you. Get a little sentimental when I'm off the juice. Well, I'ma give you what you came for. Yeah, shit, I work too hard to have a clue who you are. Set the bar so far above par. We could parlay all day, crib long range with the yard. I know I should probably pray more, but you gotta love me. Cause I say that they spend money. When I had nothing, shit, it wasn't so funny. Made a promise to the homies, nobody go hungry. Look how far we came. Still they throwing dirt on my name, but it never worried my brain. Heads turning like a hurricane, swerving till the sun get up out of my shade. They don't get the picture, cut them out of that frame. Shit, I'm up 30,000 miles plus change. It's been a while, but I'm down till I'm out, and it is what it is till it ain't. You can love it, you can leave it. They're saying nothing without it. Don't let them keep you down. What if I don't need it? There's something about it that just freaks me out. I just want another minute with it. Fuck a little, what's the use? What's the use? Never superficial, you won't know when it hits you. Get a little sentimental when I'm off the juice.
You can love it. It just freaks me out.